Everyone, welcome to another exciting Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Campbell, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Chris Bosh. Miami looking who they've got out there. We've got Stoudemire. Johnson is out there with Winslow. Then there's Dragic. And it's Johnson in at the 2 spot.
And how about tay-to-tay going on right now? Back and forth. Here we go.
He'll go to the line.
Right here, over these last 10 games on the Heat schedule, this is how they stack up in the league stats. First in steals, 13th in blocks. And when we look at the free throw shooting numbers, not very strong. Top 20 in the league. That begs for improvement.
And you mentioned their steals. I mean, it's great defensive anticipation that has them at the top of the rankings. They've been tremendous at reading the offense and getting into those passing lanes.
Luol Deng is checked in for the Heat. Banked in off the glass.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height.
Losing to Chicago.
And I really felt in watching that game that they needed to abandon the three-point shot. It wasn't there. The percentage was horrific, but yet they continued to try and knock them down.
And I really think that's what did them in. I mean, sometimes it's just not there for you on the perimeter, and you can't try to shoot yourself out of a bad shooting night from outside.
Got it up. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And that's a big bonus for him to end the quarter as he just beats the buzzer.
That's superb clock management there, Max.
Transitioning from college to the pros can be a challenge for many players. Here's what Freak had to say. Good points, Clark. What role do coaches here for Brooklyn? Young's checked in for Robinson. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Bogdanovich. Campbell, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Larkin. And then for Miami, Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Chris Bosh. And Winslow subbed in for Luol Deng. On the floor for Miami, Johnson is out there with Dwayne Wade. Then it's Winslow. Then it's Johnson. And it's Stoudemire in at the 5 down low. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak, in the last matchup against the Thunder, boy, was he tremendous. He finished with 19 points and added a couple of rebounds with that. Overall, just an incredible bonus for his team as he made a big impact coming off the bench.
Thanks, Doris. He had a heck of an outing that night, GA.
Yeah, he was on the court.
Guys, that's what we expect from him, and he rarely lets us down, and he certainly didn't let us down that night.
Good.
That's a shot he shouldn't be afraid to take more often.
Miami leading by 5. Wade outside. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
Shape up.
The Heat shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
We've got 1:08 left now here in the second. Campbell is screen on Johnson, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there. While we have a moment, let's now take a look at the top shot blockers in the NBA. 4th, Brook Lopez.
There aren't going to be many nights when you don't see him affect the game with his shot blocking ability.
Johnson the screen. Johnson wide open. He fires. And the shot falls short this time.
He hit a 3 in the first.
But rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
6 to shoot. Miami needs to get a shot off. The shot by Wade, no good. Nets trail by 8. Now here's Freak. He's got 9. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
And he...
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
Looking at the game so far.
There's a new group in for the Nets. Robinson's checked in for Young. Hollis Jefferson comes in for Bogdanovich. Campbell, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Jarrett Jack. And then for Miami, Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Chris Bosh. And Winslow subbed in for Goran Dragic. Campbell in at shooting guard. Thomas Robinson is out there with Brook Lopez. Then it's Donald Sloan. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Wade outside. Stoudemire, the screen. Here's Winslow. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Winslow's got 12 points in the game.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Yep, it goes in, and the Miami lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Campbell. Here's Wade. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Here's Johnson. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And look, Joe Johnson last season, not his best.
And then for Brooklyn, Reedy's checked in for Lopez. Campbell comes in for Bogdanovich. And it's Larkin in for Donald Sloan. And then for Miami, Whiteside's checked in for Johnson. Wash comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Dragic in for Udrih. On the court for the Heat, Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Whiteside is out there with Stoudemire. And it's Bosh in at the small forward. Talking about Joe Johnson, I'm not going to lie. Last year wasn't one of his best statistically, Clark. His shooting accuracy was on the low end. His turnover numbers were high. It wasn't very pretty.
But for Joe, Kevin, I don't think it was about the numbers last year. It was about wanting to compete and to win. And he's developed a champion's will over the years. And I would like to see him finally achieve his goal of maybe winning the championship. I think he deserves it. He's been consistent. He's been solid. And now you see some maturation with him as well.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Campbell against Wade. Kicks it to Dragic. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. And the Heat lead by 20.
And the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win. I mean, they came into this building and acted like it was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots and controlling everything.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin.
Well, Joe, congratulations on this win. This was a game where we saw plenty of great sequences, some nice runs put together. What changes for the team out on the floor when you guys start rolling like we witnessed?